Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Bix Weir, Roota.com. It is 222222. February 22nd, 2022. This day will be remembered, I believe, the most important financial happening in history. We'll see. The 200-day moving average. I know I don't believe in the text. I know they can click a mouse and put silver at minus $40 like they did to oil. Besides that, Bank of America is shitting their pants. Bank of America, one of the largest banks in the world for the last 18 months, has been leasing silver to raise cash and then creating massive amounts of cash with that cash that they have, because banks in a fractional reserve system can leverage it up 10 to 1. So Bank of America has borrowed about $20 billion, have leveraged it up to $200 billion, and they did it by leasing 800 million ounces, at least 800 million ounces of physical silver and selling it into the market, getting the cash, thinking, oh, yeah, we can just buy back the silver. What an easy way to make money. Here's the problem. They can't get the silver back. That's where we are. And now they're going to have to compete with the tech funds to get the silver back. Silver price forecast. Silver marches firmly to breach the 200-day moving average. It just breached it. Now, for tech traders, for them to close out their shorts and go long, which is the freaking nightmare of Bank of America and any silver short, they're going to have a solid breach where it holds for a couple days type of thing. So the 200-day moving average was right around 24, 26. I talked about it in this morning's news. We have a breach. But this article, and you can see right here, it breached the 200-day moving average right in there. And it's trading right around the 200-day moving average. So the tech funds haven't tried to close out their shorts and go long yet, at least the majority of them. And that is coming. So what's Bank of America going to do to stop this? They're going to have to continue to sell short, continue to borrow leased silver, continue to play the game. JP Morgan plays the game with them. They both belong in jail. Brian Moynihan, Jenny and I did a deep dive on this guy's psyche. He's cocky as an asshole, but he knew that he waited too long to close out those silver shorts. And now they have to keep growing the silver short, rolling them over, because they're only 1 year long. Take a look at these silver shorts. Now we're going to the quarterly derivative report from the Office of Comptroller of Currencies. This isn't rocket science, my friends. This isn't rocket science. Here's where they are. $18 billion worth of silver, leased silver right here. And this is not COMEX silver. But look at the duration. Less than a year. 17.7 billion are less than a year. So they have to keep rolling these things over. They come due and come due and come due and come due. They either pay off the silver, which they can't get, or they roll it over. That's the problem. And let me show you where they went. Here is the chronology of at least the last year of these reports. Now, these reports are delayed 1 quarter, pretty much. So we're not going to get the fourth quarter of last year until April. But you can see September 30th, 2020, we'll just run from there. They had a short position of 125 million. They had just put it on. They didn't think it was a big deal. And they got the cash so they could take the cash and leverage it up. And they're like, what a great way to make money. They didn't learn from the idiots who did that in the 2000s. They did the exact same thing. What's his name? Treasury Secretary back in the day. Names come and go in my mind. Robert Rubin. Robert Rubin went to every central bank in the world and said, well, you might as well lease your gold. It's sitting there. It's not earning any interest. You lease your gold. You'll get the cash for it, and then you can deposit that in some kind of an interest-bearing account, and that's fine and dandy until you can't get the gold back. That's the idiot Brian Moynihan and his traders. That's exactly what they did. Moynihan probably went to them and said, oh, my God, we're running out of money. This pandemic's killing us. What are we going to do? And they said, hey, I can get us $20 billion and you can leverage that up to $200 million. Let's just lease silver and we'll sell it. And then we'll have $20 billion and then we can invest in other things than just buy back. We can buy it back a year later. The lease rates are practically free. Leasing silver is the biggest con shell game ever. But now they have to pay back the silver. The years are running up, and they're going to have to keep rolling over or pay up. And as you can see from the COMEX delivery month of December, that's exactly what they did. A massive, massive payout of 5,000 contracts, 25 million ounces. That's nothing compared to what they got on the books. Now, March is another delivery month. How much is Bank of America going to have to pony up? I don't know if it's even legal for them to do over 25 million ounces. Clearly, they were like 49.9 on the contracts. Each contract is 5,000 ounces. Bank of America is up shit creek, and this is not going to help them. The crossing of the 200-day moving average is not going to help them. I do want to point out this article on FX Street, just to show you how stupid, how mentally impaired the financial media is when it comes to silver. Remember, silver is an industrial commodity and a monetary instrument, right? Depending on there is no scenario where silver does poorly. If the economy is booming, silver is going to do well. If there's a war that breaks out, the monetary issues come in and silver is going to do well in a free market. But listen to this article. Silver price forecast marches firmly to breach the 200-day moving average. Great. They know what's going on. They don't say how important it is, but they know what's going on. Listen to the comments. Silver records gains during the week, up some 1.3%, despite rising U.S. Treasury yields. Market players ignore positive U.S. microeconomic data in favor of geopolitical headlines. Silver does well in microeconomic positive data and in geopolitical headlines. That's why you own silver. It should, in a free market, do extremely well in booms and extremely well when there's geopolitical crises, because it's a monetary metal. Technical outlook is neutral or upward, and if it achieves a daily close above the $24, a move towards the 200-day moving average is in the cards. Well, it already hit that. And then what happens when the 200-day moving average hits? Technical traders close out their shorts and try to go long. How do they go long if nobody's selling silver? Silver rally extends 4 consecutive trading sessions, notwithstanding rising tensions. What do you mean, notwithstanding rising tensions in the Russia-Ukraine conflict? That drives monetary metals. Gold and silver are basically the only monetary metals. There's other ones who are like nothing compared to gold and silver. Gold and silver are the prices they have to control. So it shouldn't say silver rally extends 4 consecutive trading sessions, notwithstanding rising tensions. It should say because of rising tensions. In the meantime, the U.S. 10-year Treasury note yield rises almost 2 basis points, 6 at 1.9%, failing to weigh on the white metal benefited from heightened tensions. This is insane. Appetite for safe haven assets has increased in the last couple of weeks due to uncertainty in eastern Ukraine. In the case of silver, the non-yielding metal, this is like, it's like they are writing, the financial media writes it so that you stay away. Don't you ever find out the real reasons to buy silver. The non-yielding metal, well, it yields for JP Morgan, who is leasing it out and get some kind of yield, although it's like 0.00001%. Will soon face, oh my God, strong resistance at 200-day moving average is sliced right through it. It is insane what the financial media, I don't know if these guys are getting paid by the banksters to try to talk down silver. It's not working, by the way. Anybody with half a brain knows that silver is going to do well with the rising economy because they use more silver in all the things being made in this growing economy, right? More flat screen TVs, more solar panels, more electric cars. And in the geopolitical tensions, oh my God, war. What do you do in the case of war? You go to gold and you go to silver, the 2 monetary metals, the only monetary metals. I don't care if the bankers don't call them that anymore. It doesn't matter what they say anymore. They lied. They cheated. They stole. This guy, Brian Moynihan is, look at the picture of him. He's sweating in the picture. His tie's disheveled in the picture. His hair's messed up in the picture. That's a perfect picture for what's going on in his brain right now. This cocky asshole thought he could beat the system. I'm just going to lease silver, sell it in the market, take my $20 billion, and go leverage it up to $200 billion. Now I can pay back the silver later, and he didn't pay back the silver. So what happens? It grows. It goes from 3 billion to 8 billion. And then you had the moment when he started to try to buy back, and silver went crazy in the first quarter, and he figured out he couldn't do it, so it stayed at 8.354. 8.354. It stayed exactly the same. Then he's panicking. So he had to lease more silver to keep the price down because it was running away. So the next quarter, the second quarter, it goes up to 10. Up to 10 is 400 million ounces. And then comes the third quarter. Pure panic. Lease that silver, sell it in the market because the world is starting to figure this shit out. $18 billion when the price of silver was 23, average 23.50, I think, or something like that. Over 800 million ounces leased. And now he is absolutely screwed. The fourth quarter hasn't come out yet. If it continues to rise, the OCC, the Office of Comptroller of Currencies, gets this data for this specific reason. To make sure that nobody is getting offsides in these commodity markets. Now, here's a question for you. If Bank of America is going so, deep into the silver market derivative side, what's JP Morgan doing? Well, let's go back to the beginning. JP Morgan in September had 40 billion in silver derivatives, and now they only have 27 billion. JP Morgan is shoveling off the pain. Give it to Bank of America. Give it to a bit too big to fail bank that can't get in trouble because they're too big to fail. Well, I don't know any politician now who would get away with bailing out the banks again. There is no politician on the planet that has that kind of trust of the people. None of them. So that's where we are. The end of the game is approaching on 2/22/22/0222. Keep an eye on silver. It's going to bounce around this 200-day moving average. The tech funds aren't going to know what to do. And all of a sudden, it's going to jump up like 50 cents. And tech funds will say, oh shit, I better close out my short and try to go long. That's when it bumps up $1, $2, $5, $10. Fair market value of silver will be determined one day. Most likely, the comics will shut down due to force majeure because of a war will be declared by Biden. This is all about silver, in my opinion. This is Bix Weir, Road to Roota. I'll talk to you later.